Let me know if the game's too loud, people.
So what we decided would be best is just talking.
Yeah.
It's just talking because, it's been a while since we've had a talky episode.
Master of Orion 2 is a bit of a deep game. It's not a shit around and bullshit. Because nobody knows what's happening in the game, and yeah, it's something simple.
So we're gonna have a. Oh, it's not on the screen.
Oh my
god. So we're gonna sit around and bullshit for a little bit. Game is fine now. They're saying great.
Okay.
So we're gonna sit around and bullshit while me, Jack, mindlessly plays.
Wait, you, Jack, and I are all playing?
Me, Jack, and I
Oh my
are all
God.
gonna play a little Spelunky. Because I love this game, and this is a game that I can play kind of in the back of my brain while I have a conversation. And what are you doing?
I'm trying to turn our mics up a bit. Because people were complaining about our sound. Are we loud enough now, or do we need to be louder?
Did you get rid of your save?
Yeah, I wanted to start from scratch.
Oh, well, fuck you. I'm going to go through
I'll
the tutorials
just
again.
delete it again. That's fine.
You know what? Fuck you. Gotta go through the tutorials again. That's alright. What smells better, ham or coconuts? What?
I'm going to say ham because I don't like the smell of coconut.
I
Coconuts.
don't like coconuts.
I like coconut in some things.
This
But
smells better.
Ham.
I like the smell of ham.
It's ham. 100%
Would you
ham.
rather go around smelling ham all day or coconut?
Ham.
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 100% ham.
All right.
Ham all the goddamn
Coconut.
time. Coconut.
Coconut.
You're weird.
This is the guy who wants to smell ham all day.
Fuck yeah, I want to smell ham all day. Smell all the goddamn ham in the world. Where the fuck am I going? There we go.
What are the advantages of being the girl character?
Hmm?
I think they're talking about Spelunky. You were the girl when you started.
Nothing, it's just a palette swap.
Just balance swap.
Just something
Just
that-
balance swap.
There are no advantages to any characters, it's just different skins and...
Oh, really?
They should all have, like Mario 2, they should all have different abilities.
Yeah, fuck that.
What's the point, then, of having different characters if they're all the exact same thing?
So you can look like different things when you play.
Who cares?
Well, let's say, for example, you are a lady playing this game. Maybe you want to play as a lady spelunker.
Okay, then you have two characters. You have a guy and a girl.
And then, well, let's say you're a tiny Asian boy. Because they have a tiny Asian boy character.
Okay.
Or let's say you're a robot.
They have a robot?
Jack, a robot has never played this game.
Let's say...
But then the problem is, like, if you have a couple, like a small variety of people, then you're it makes everyone else that isn't involved in that, like, even feel more excluded.
Sure. They also have a very robust modding community. Actually, I saw a couple of really neat mods. There's a Metroid mod
Oh, yeah.
where you can play as Samus and, like, instead of crouching down like this, you turn into the morph ball and
Oh.
you use your laser whip and stuff.
Someone needs to make a space cop mod.
A space cop mod for Spelunky?
Yeah.
We would play the shit out of that.
Someone get on that.
And by we, I mean me.
Thief has a great modding community. That game's like damn near 20 years old, and I think people still make fan missions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I not get any... that's right.
I'm just gonna say no for no.
No,
good
oh,
reason.
I forgot I had to bomb that. There we go. Stupid tutorial levels. So, right now, like, what if you're an old Chinese guy and you want to play the game? Right now, you can. You can feel like you're playing.
Do they have a little person mod?
A little person mod?
Yeah.
Well, they're all kind of little.
What if
people.
I'm an
But I
old-
mean, like a Peter Dinklage, like a little person.
I mean, maybe.
Because if they don't, then they're excluding little people, and then that makes them feel worse.
Yeah, that's true.
What if I'm an old Chinese man who wants to play as a young black girl?
You can.
Oh,
You
well,
can.
there you go. They got you covered.
Don't worry, they got you covered.
Oh god, you just hit yourself in the head with a rock.
It's because I'm not paying attention because these are tutorial levels,
Yeah.
and it's just like just trying to get through them as fast as I can.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine all of the time. A Warwick Davis mod.
A Warwick Davis mod, yeah.
I'm sure there's a
Where is
Willow.
Warwick Davis in this game?
There's a Willow mod or a Star Wars mod, or I'm sure there's something.
A
with
Leprechaun mod.
Ooh.
That's Warwick Davis's defining role. For better or worse, it kind of is.
Have we ever played Gunpoint? We streamed it once. Jack couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I did not much care for it.
I think it's alright. I think it's flawed.
I think I
I
really
think it is
like.
a bit simple.
I like the art. I really like
Yeah.
the art, and the look of the game is very fun. But in general, I did not much care for it, which is fine. What the fuck, indeed.
Split Atom! Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it.
It's true, we do.
So what if you're an as of yet undiscovered alien race that wants to play as your alien race?
Then you have to learn how to mod. Then you should get good.
But the alien race, they don't understand human technology enough to be able to mod the game.
But they understand it enough to play Spelunky.
Well, yeah, you just pick up a controller. You can figure out buttons. I mean, they work with an entirely different alien programming language. They don't have binary. They have trinary. I mean,
Oh my.
the programming just makes no sense to them.
Sure. Well, you know, I think that could be a great starting off point with human-alien relations. Don't you think? I don't know. I was looking at different characters to play, and I don't think I've ever played as the little girl before, and so I was like, I don't think I'll play as the little girl.
How many are there?
Right now there's only 3, but like there's a bunch.
That's excluding a lot of people.
Well, you unlock more as you play.
Okay.
Deep down inside, Jack, are you really just a little girl?
For a lot of things.
Aren't we
yes.
all?
For many things, yes. I mean, you heard me kill that centipede the other day. It was like, eee.
You killed a centipede?
There was a centipede on my wall. It was like gross.
Did you do this like on the stream?
On the stream, yeah. All of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, I see a fucking centipede on my wall, and it's like, I can't play the
like
game.
those guys.
I don't think this is a centipede, Jack. I think this is a millipede. I don't think you know the difference.
I don't. Don't mind me. I don't know the difference. Is there a difference?
Was it one of those things that had so many legs it looks hairy?
No.
Okay.
It had a lot of legs.
Okay. Millipedes basically have a shit ton more legs.
Right. I think this was a centipede.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a centipede. Been a while.
My old apartment, a couple apartments ago, had a centipede problem.
Ugh. Yeah.
In the summertime, sometimes they just come out.
Yeah.
They come out of the woodwork.
It happens. I know they don't like do any harm, or I don't think they bite or anything. They're just gross.
They do me harm by grossing me out.
Right? They're just yucky.
They're just nasty.
I just think they're yucky. Oh, fuck, wrong button.
Oh no.
God damn it, Rich.
Oh Jack, you and your exploitation.
Not exploitation. This is part of the game.
It's exploitation.
This is
Totally exploitation.
this is a balanced part of the game. Don't want to use that. It's a perfectly balanced portion of the game that you only implement once you've played the game enough to. I could probably do this one to understand all the mechanics, and it's perfect. You know, high reward, but also a crazy high. Oh fuck! See, I wasn't paying attention, and I died instantly.
That was so weird.
It happens.
She was right in front of you, and you stayed there.
Yeah, because I wanted to just to run away, but I was jumping like a doofus, and I got caught on the ledge.
Okay.
And then you can't run away; you have to jump down and then run away. So, because I was fucking around, that's what happened. So,
Jay, have you seen the Poltergeist trailer?
Yeah. Nah.
I guess, of course, they're remaking that too.
Yeah, that's the thing is usually I hear about these remakes like ahead of time, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. And then it's like all of a sudden the trailer was out. It was like, oh, I guess they got to that one. It looks meh. I don't know.
Is that really a movie that needs to be remade?
No. Just make another haunted house movie. Insidious did it.
Yep.
They gotta kill another little girl.
Well, they don't kill the girl in the first movie. She gets trapped in the TV, which seems to still be the case. It looks like the exact same movie.
I'm referring to the curse.
Oh,
Yeah.
the girl died in real life. Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad.
She died. The older sister died after the first movie.
Was she the one that was murdered by her ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the older sister from the first movie.
How soon after the movies?
Well, Carol Ann, the little blonde girl from all three, she died, I want to say just a couple months after they filmed the third movie.
Really?
Yeah, she was really young. And the older sister got murdered after the first movie. There's more. I don't remember what the other curses are. There's a couple other people that died.
Ugh.
I'm assuming she just wasn't in the sequel then, in the second one? How do they deal with that?
It's been so long since I've seen the second one, I don't even remember. The
Okay.
only thing I remember about that is Craig T. Nelson vomiting up a giant worm monster. It's like that and the creepy old man who really scared me as a kid. That creepy old man.
Oh, they found some man who looked like a corpse.
Yeah, he was fucking creepy.
I guess creepy's what you're going for. It worked.
Yeah, that was great. That really scared me as a kid. But I haven't seen it in forever.
The old man who played Kane died of cancer. The question is when. I mean, he was old at this point.
Yeah, I think-
it's no shock. I don't think you can call it a curse.
Well, I think
If
he died after the second one. They had the same character in the third one, but I think it was a different
Oh,
actor.
really?
I think. It's been so long since I've seen those.
Did he have cancer when they filmed that? Because
He looks like
he
he
looked like a
could've.
cancer patient.
Yeah, he looked really bad. Have you ever seen any of those movies? The Poltergeist
The
movies?
first one. Yeah,
Okay.
everyone's seen the first one. Everyone has. I mean, you know me with remembering people and things and stuff. I mean, you know.
He had cancer at the time the movie was shot, according to
Okay.
Chevy. Yeah, I guess.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
That's kind of a cynical yet ingenious casting decision,
Hey,
right?
if the guy
We
wanted to
need
do
a
it.
guy who looks like a corpse. Find me a cancer patient.
Well, I'm assuming it didn't come about like that, but I guess I don't know.
Let's hope they didn't do that. Let's find me a cancer patient.
We gotta film these scenes quick.
That's a double bonus, though, like, right? Extra incentive to film quickly, which is cheaper.
Tell him we'll pay for his chemo.
Sad. Sad things are happening. Tell him we'll pay for his chemo. I was expecting you to go further with that. And then we won't!
That's Hollywood in the 80s.
Right?
They'd do that type of shit.
If we're lucky, he'll die right before we have to pay him.
Dun dun dun.
Write some extra scenes for that character. We need to draw this out just a little bit.
Just a little bit. He was coughing extra hard last week, so let's see what happens.
And if she'd happen to accidentally put sugar water in his chemo bags, I wouldn't say anything. Nobody's checking.
This is horrible.
Yeah, this has gone a little...
This is Hollywood filmmaking 101.
That's true.
I'm just going to go out and say I don't think that's true. But I wouldn't be surprised, if you know what I'm saying. Fucking snakes everywhere. Fucking snakes and spiders, get out of here.
He said, did he look like Jan Michael Vincent, the Airwolf guy?
Oh, God.
No, they actually, the cancer patient looked far classier than Jan Michael Vincent.
Poor Airwolf.
Cancer could only improve Michael Jan Vincent's looks.
Right? I hadn't seen him since I saw the episode. Oh, fuck. And Jesus H. Christ.
Who was the other guy in that movie that we didn't even mention? That's on the cover. It was Jan Michael Vincent and some other actor.
Oh, the Marshall Marsh. Or,
Ward and Ward.
Oh, no. The two brothers.
What?
Are you talking about?
No,
Ward
the guy
Ward or
that's
two
listed on the
brothers?
front of the box was Jan Michael Vincent and another guy. I think it's the guy that plays Warden Ward.
Oh, okay.
But he was another kind of famous guy. We don't even mention him in the episode.
I don't know.
I can't remember what his name is now.
Just know the doctor should have been Cameron Mitchell.
Yep.
Everyone should be Cameron Mitchell.
He's been letting us down lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can't all be deadly prey.
Yeah, I think we just got the good ones right up front.
Yeah.
I think we lucked out and got the good ones, and so we had a misconception about how all Cameron Mitchell movies would be. Although we do still have on hold Hollywood Cop, which we have not done for the show.
Yeah.
But he gives a great performance in Hollywood Cop.
When you're down there in the muck and the filth, and there ain't no music down there. With the pushers and the pimps and people like you make that happen. You make me sick. God bless you. God bless you, Cameron Mitchell. I'll close all the doors for you. Check out Supersonic Man.
Oh, Supersonic Man, and someone else mentioned Raw Force. Cinderman mentioned Raw Force, which we received 2 Blu-ray copies of in the last couple weeks, so we probably
Nice.
should do that sometime.
Raw Force is a great name.
It's a great cover, too. It looks good.
Won't be the next episode, though. That's already in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
No, it won't be the next episode. It probably won't be the episode after that either, because it would be too similar. But
Yeah.
we will do it. We've got so many movies.
I was telling people there was going to be some great Rich Evans embarrassment in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Is there?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I would know.
Well, I believe you. I honestly don't even remember shooting.
Did you leave your body for that episode? Like,
You're in the episode.
You're in the episode.
No, I'm in the episode. I mean, I remember scheduling it. It's on the calendar, so I know it happened.
You just don't remember anything about the experience? That's weird.
I barely remembered the movies.
You know, we should make a tribute to Cameron Mitchell, where at the end we close the fucking door.
Yes. Yes, we should. It would be very fitting.
And no, chat, Jack was not even drinking for that episode. Right? I think you had like 1 beer.
Oh, I usually don't drink much when I'm here because I'm a lightweight and I have to drive home.
It wasn't alcohol that caused him to not remember. It's just his brain.
I just have an incredibly poor memory, and I don't know. Also, like, we shot these last 2 Best of the Worst relatively close to one another.
Yeah.
So, like, all the Best of the Worst kind of bleed together, but those 2 especially so.
Alright.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do?
It was too long a fall.
Oh, it was a fall damage, not a spike damage.
Yeah, too long a fall.
So this game does have spikes in it?
This game has spikes in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose I shouldn't have because you're just going to delete the save anyway.
Yeah, that's alright.
How many snacks did I have that day? No, none. Or maybe 1. I think, usually on a Best of the Worst filming, I will have 1 beer, like, during the second movie, and then 1 beer during the discussion. Maybe.
Maybe.
But not all the time. I want to say I was pretty dry for sci-fi. Sci-fi with left hand.
With things on their arms?
Sci-fi with things on their arm.
Is that the same as worm butt?
That's the famous worm butt. We're not going to do the worm butt.
Okay. You do as you will.
I'm just going through them. I have no necessarily mission. Like I said, this is just something that I can play and hold a conversation with you guys because I've played it so much.
Sure.
My brain just can't do that. Have a conversation and play.
Yeah.
It just won't.
Even with a game that you know.
What about with checkers?
Yeah.
You've seen me with checkers. I do get quieter. I take checkers more seriously than I
I guess that's true. You're a very serious checkers player. That's very funny. else has been happening recently?
Did either of you guys? Well, I think you were streaming at the time. The Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary thing. Did either of you see any of that?
No.
We
We're streaming.
Yeah, I knew you were streaming. I don't know if maybe you saw some of it after the fact.
No, I got a chance to watch a little bit of one of the digital shorts because I know someone who made it. So.
Oh, there was only one.
Yeah.
The Andy Samberg, Adam Sandler one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I saw the Wayne's World bit.
Yeah. That was cute. It was all cute.
Yeah.
Not all of it. I mean, it was like any Saturday Night Live. It was hit and miss. But Bill Murray stole the show. He did his lounge singer character, and he did a love theme about Jaws, and that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Could you make a good Wayne's World sequel about what they're doing today? How those two characters grow up?
Probably not. We're like Dumb and Dumber. We're talking about that. Like, I don't want to see those characters. And not that they're as old as Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey. Yeah. I don't think. I think they're younger, right? But either way, they're old enough where I don't want to see them do that. Like, in a skit, it's fine, just because it's like a, on a Saturday Night Live special, but I would not want to see a movie about it.
Sure. I think, like...
Well, I'm not saying they should be in the same position in life. I'm assuming they would still be doing it.
The only thing I would like to see, because there's been talk of it, is a third Bill and Ted movie with those characters now. And the fact that they're much older and still kind of pathetic would be the point of the movie. Like, I gather from Dumb and Dumber 2, like, it's just them doing the same shtick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, in some cases, the exact same jokes.
Yeah, no, Bill and Ted, like, that concept is weird. The sequel is really fucking weird and amazing. And so if they made a third one and they kept with that sort of style of, like, what the second one built on and just make it really bizarre...
Yeah.
Like, that has potential. And I know Keanu Reeves is, like, excited at the idea of doing it. Like, I've seen interviews where he talks about it. So, that's the only one I would like to see in that style.
I think, like, Wayne's World could pull it off. Just because Mike Myers and Dana Carvey are talented comedians.
Yeah, I mean, they've come back a couple times in the last few years on Saturday Night Live and done a Wayne's World skit, and it's been fine.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
Oh, so they've come back before to do a skit?
They came back a couple years ago and they did a Wayne's World bit.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought they hated each other.
I think they had a falling out for a while.
I think
Old
Dana Carvey
Yeah.
just had a general thing.
I don't know. I don't know the
Jealousy.
details
He was
of
the
it.
big star on Saturday Night Live, and then when he went out on his own, it was flop after flop. Well, Michael Myers was a fucking hit machine.
That's true.
For a little while.
He really was.
Until the Love Guru.
Oh, the Love Guru.
But that was funny because speaking of people hating each other, like everybody hates Chevy Chase, and everybody always has because he's a horrible prick. So when they did like a Weekend Update thing where they had four former Weekend Update guys kind of introduce Chevy Chase because he was the first one to do the Weekend Update thing, and it was Kevin Nealon, Norm Macdonald, Colin Quinn, and what's his face, the late night host guy now,
Fallon.
No, not Fallon. He never did the Weekend Update. The other one, Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon did a Weekend Update with Tina Fey. Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey did it together.
Oh, they did briefly. That's right. No, but it was Seth Meyers. So they're supposed to introduce Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
And you could tell like Norm Macdonald is the best. Like that guy's funny, and he was just like dragging it out, and you could tell like everything he was saying it like sarcastically because nobody likes Chevy Chase. It was so great. You could tell he was making the other guys on stage like slightly uncomfortable.
Because he can.
Because he's Norm Macdonald. And that's what he does.
Yep. Because he don't give no fucks.
Yeah. No Dennis Miller? Chat is saying no Dennis Miller.
No, he wasn't there. I don't think he has any interest in going back.
I remember way back when they had the 25th anniversary he was there. He might have still been on the show at that point.
25th?
It was 25th or 30th they had a special...
I think they did a 25th and a 30th.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever saw those.
You just throw a shotgun in that woman's face?
Yes. Yes, I did. Oh. Ah! That happens sometimes, Rich. Shotguns, faces.
What do you do with a third Bill and Ted film? They did time travel. They did Heaven and Hell. They did the Afterlife.
I think the idea, they've talked about it. I think the idea with the third one is that they're however old they are now.
Yeah.
And they still haven't accomplished what they were supposed to do, which was create world peace through their music. So then, like, wondering if that's ever going to happen. So they're just, like, pathetic old men.
Okay.
I don't know where it would go from there, but...
Sure. That kind of happened in the
Yeah,
credit
the second
sequence of the second one.
Yeah, they'd probably have to retcon that a little bit, but... Just bring back the Grim Reaper. He is the best part of the second one. William Sadler is the Grim Reaper.
Yes, very, very true.
Best 4 out of 7.
I remember thinking that bit was funny when I first saw the movie, and then a couple years later I saw The Seventh Seal, and I was like, oh!
Yeah. That's a whole bit. That's a whole shtick with death.
Yeah, I love that second Wayne's World movie. I like it more than the first one.
Second Wayne's World or second?
Or Bill and Ted, I mean.
There we go. There we go. I think we can all agree with you. I don't know if I can agree with you that I like it more.
I think most people like the first one more just because it's the first one. But...
Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
I think I like the second one.
I like the second more just because it's so creative and weird. You got the evil Easter Bunny and...
Oh, God, that's right.
You stole Deacon's Easter basket. They visit Satan.
Yes, they visit Satan.
What else do you need? Great looking...
They mug people in heaven.
It's the old There's robot versions of them that play basketball with their own heads.
Oh, yeah, that's right!
The second one is great!
The second one is good, yeah.
I forgot about the robot thems.
And then they have to make good robot thems with stuff
Hardware
bought from a hardware
supplies.
store.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Oh, God, I forgot even about the bad robot
There's
thems.
the evil ones that kill them.
Right.
And then there's, then they have to make good robots.
Fucking Bill and Ted.
And Pam Grier's in the movie, and it turns out that Pam Grier is actually George Carlin in disguise.
Because of course.
I watched the documentary about Richard Pryor. And
Oh, that's alright.
You landed on the spikes.
It happens. You watched a documentary about Richard Pryor.
About Richard Pryor, and I had no idea that he was like an item with Pam Grier for a long time.
Oh.
Like they were a couple. I had no idea.
You see that?
What happened? Did you whip the arrow?
I whipped the arrow. No big deal.
Well, it's the start of your run. You may as well do something risky and stupid then. I'll be more impressed if you do that near the end on low health.
Right. Is Pam Grier still alive?
Mm-hmm. And she's still awesome.
But George Carlin isn't.
George Carlin is not. Rest in peace.
We all know that. Thanks for...
Yeah, there's a funny anecdote in that documentary where... Because Richard Pryor was like... He had like 7 wives. Like, he went through women like crazy. But he was dating Pam Grier. And then he went to the office of... Was it his manager? Or someone that he was close with. And he's like, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow. And they're like, oh, great. So then he went off, and the guy he was talking to made a cake that said, congratulations, Richard and Pam. Mm-hmm. And then the next day... Richard Pryor showed up with his wife, who was not Pam Grier, but some other woman that he got pregnant. So he just left Pam Grier that day and married somebody else. And so the guy had to, like, fudge the cake.
That's great.
And they're interviewing some of his ex-wives, and it's like, it's got the lower third, so it says their name, and then underneath it says, like, wife 4 and 7. Like, they remarried him.
That's extra great.
It's a good documentary. Richard Pryor, Omit the Logic, it's called.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
I like a good documentary.
No Gene Wilder in it, though.
Wow.
They don't... I mean, I know he's kind of... I mean, he's still around. He's older, but...
He likes to write his books.
I guess, yeah, maybe... I don't know. I don't know how close... They were in a couple movies together, but I guess I don't know how close they were.
I think they were close. I think they were very close.
I think I heard that Richard Pryor also hated Chevy Chase.
Everybody hates Chevy Chase.
I think Chevy Chase is a huge dickhead. Like, you hear that about people sometimes, like, oh, he's really nice, or he's a big dickhead, and I just think it's true with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
They were in the famous SNL sketch together. Sketch together, where they did the racial slur word association.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
which they would absolutely not do today.
Oh man.
I think that skit's in there. If I could be remembering this. I read this a while ago. That sketch is in there because Chevy Chase, who thought he was the big star, insisted on having a sketch with Richard Pryor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh God, Chevy Chase is still a dick. There was a before that SNL 40th thing. There was like a red carpet thing, like a red carpet, like an hour long, leading up to the special where they were interviewing people on the red carpet.
Sure.
And
as you do.
As you do. And someone was interviewing Chevy Chase, and they're like, "Now you were a part of the original cast, right?" Or not right? They knew he was, but they were like, "Now Chevy, you were a part of the original cast." And Chevy Chase's reply was, "Part of it," like implying that he made the show. Like, still,
wow,
he's still a dick.
Wow.
Yeah, the ego on that guy. That's what you always hear about him. There's a great story. I think you can find it online somewhere that Kevin Smith wrote about meeting with Chevy Chase because he was at one point going to do a Fletch movie. Kevin Smith was.
Right.
It was going to be Jason Lee, but there was going to be like wraparound stuff with Chevy Chase. And he tells a story about going out to lunch with Chevy Chase and Chevy Chase basically just taking credit for any funny thing that anyone has ever done in the history of comedy.
Well, he was in that great Paul Simon music video.
That is a great video.
So
Chevy Chase had some funny stuff. I love him in Vacation.
oh, that's very kind.
He certainly could be funny, but yeah.
Let's not forget Nothing But Trouble.
Oh God.
Let's
Please forget Nothing But Trouble.
Let's never forget Nothing But Trouble.
That's a movie I want to like just because it's so weird and it feels like it should be sort of a cult movie,
Yeah.
but it's really bad.
Yes.
Such a waste of like John Candy, and John Candy's in drag, and Dan Aykroyd has a dick nose. Like, ugh, it's so bad.
The strangest movie. Demi Moore?
Demi Moore,
Yep.
yeah.
Just fucking weird ass movie. Fucking weird ass movie. I love it. I love Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing but troubles. The trouble with troubles.
That movie's terrible.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. What can you do about it?
Doesn't Snoop Dogg have a cameo in that, or some rapper?
Not Snoop Dogg. It's
The
Digital Underground.
Okay,
The
okay.
band, yeah.
As long and they can get off of they can get out of jail if they perform, at the wedding.
Yeah.
Of drag John Candy and Chevy Chase.
Yep.
Beautiful movie.
And Taylor Negron was in that movie, and he just passed away recently.
Aw.
He's the it's the two couples. It's Chevy Chase and Demi Moore, and then the other guy and girl. He's the other guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a character actor. He was in stuff forever, and he just passed away recently.
Oh. Well, too bad.
Rest in peace, Taylor Negron.
Taylor Negron sounds like a fake name.
It might have been. I don't know. That might have been his stage name, but he was a funny guy.
It sounds like a name that would appear in like a fantasy video game. I am Taylor Negron of the Olmec family.
Somebody in the chat says, I saw Nothing But Trouble when I was a kid. Always haunted me.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yes, it is creepy. It's very.
It's the kind of movie that should be right up my alley, but nothing in it works.
I haven't seen that since I was young. Maybe I should revisit this. I'm curious.
I think it's on Netflix, or it used to be anyway.
I have the DVD.
Oh Jesus!
Not joking. Sacrifice. Nice. It's a sacrifice coming. I'm gonna sacrifice a lady.
So we're Dan Aykroyd or Bill Murray at the 40th anniversary. Did they do anything?
Yeah, well, I said Bill Murray did his lounge singer.
Oh, he did a
character.
lounge singer. Okay.
Dan Aykroyd. It was the weirdest thing. Early on, they did just a flat-out recreation of one of the original sketches. I don't know if you ever saw Dan Aykroyd as like a pitch man for a product called the Bass-O-Matic.
Yeah.
Where he just sticks it was just a recreation of that sketch. I was like, why would you just do that? So he did that, and then they did like a whole bit where they were showing different, not musical performances, but like musical characters that had been on the show.
Okay.
And that's where Bill Murray did his lounge singer. And then the Blues Brothers came out at the end, and Dan Aykroyd just looks terrible, and he was with Jim Belushi.
Just don't do it.
With Jim?
Yeah.
But they perform still as the Blues Brothers, him and Jim Belushi.
Do they?
Yeah. And it's just like the most pathetic thing.
No.
I still have a soft spot for Dan Aykroyd, but stop milking it. Like, ugh.
It seems wrong.
It's a little, yeah, without John Belushi. And that was the thing about that special. They had lots of, like, clips, you know, from different things. They did little clip moments, and anytime they showed Gilda Radner or John Belushi, I got a little choked up, because I think both of those two were so great, and they both died way too early.
I'm trying to think, did Bill Murray have many famous characters on Saturday Night Live? Lounge Singer's the only one I can think of.
He had the Lounge Singer, there was, like, the nerd couple, him and Gilda Radner.
I don't remember them.
Oh, yeah, they were funny.
Nothing like memorable, famous.
Yeah.
He was just very funny on the show.
Just very funny. He didn't do characters. I think he was more the straight man.
Yeah, and he took over because Chevy Chase left after the first season because he was already too big for the show.
Yeah.
In his mind. So Bill Murray was the guy who had to fill in for Chevy Chase, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also did on that 40th thing, because it was like a big deal that Eddie Murphy was going to be there.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't...
I heard about that.
He hasn't had anything to do with that show since he was originally on it. And he's kind of got an ego on him, too. And so it was like a big deal. Like, oh, it's the first time coming back in 35 years. And Chris Rock did like a really wonderful introduction for him. Like a 3 or 4 minute introduction talking about how he basically saved the show from cancellation. Because all the original cast members were gone. Lorne Michaels had left, so it was in a whole new cast, and none of them were funny. And Eddie Murphy was like the breakout star, and the show would have been canceled if it wasn't for him kind of saving it.
Really?
And so, yeah, and so Chris Rock does this whole thing about how, like, so many, you know, comedians were inspired by Eddie Murphy, and blah, 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 and really great lead up to it. And then he's like, so, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Murphy. And Eddie Murphy walks out on stage, and he basically just, like, mumbles about... Thanks, I'm glad you guys appreciate, you know, what I did on the show back then. It really means a lot to me. And then he's waiting for him to cut the commercial. Like, that's it. Like, I think everyone thought he was going to do something.
He didn't do a bit?
He didn't do a bit. He didn't say anything funny.
What?
Because he's Eddie Murphy, and he's weird.
Is it possible, though I guess this would have come out of this with the case, that they were supposed to show, like, a highlight clip of his time in the show, and it didn't play? Is that a possibility?
No, I don't think so, because they showed a couple highlight stuff earlier in the show.
Okay.
I think they just... Because I'm assuming he said, like, I'll come, but I don't want to be in the Gumby costume, I don't want to do a skit. Like, because he doesn't want to have anything to do with any of that.
Yeah.
And so, like, okay, well, we won't do that, but if you want to come out and say a few words, you know, that's what we'll do.
Oh, wow.
We'll have Chris Rock introduce you. That's my guess, anyway.
That's insanity.
And so then he basically came out and was just like, thanks. And then that was it. It was so awkward.
He forgot how to be funny.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Eddie Murphy.
I don't know.
There's a John Landis, I think it was in an old AV Club interview, John Landis talks about working with him on Beverly Hills Cop 3. And how, like, he was just depressed and miserable, and he didn't want to be there, and he didn't want to make comedies anymore. So I don't think it's that he forgot how to be funny. I think it's that he has just no interest in doing it. But that's what everybody knows him and likes him for.
Right.
I can't believe he didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything.
Has he ever been, like, in a successful, just dramatic role?
He was nominated for an Oscar for Dreamgirls.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
So I've never seen it either, but that was a more dramatic role, and he was nominated for an Oscar for it, and he lost.
Are you trapped?
No. I want to go back up and get my...
Use another...
Yeah, I was trying to not use a rope.
Oh, yeah, she only got one left.
Asset
Just
management.
number.
Asset management. Trying to think what else he's done besides Dreamgirls. I want to say, isn't there...
Dramatic things?
Yeah.
Oh god. I haven't paid much attention to Eddie Murphy's career in the last 30 years.
Why not,
20
Jay?
years.
The last thing that I personally remember him doing is Bowfinger.
Oh god.
He was fine in Bowfinger. He was actually funny in that.
I did not much care for Bowfinger.
I thought it was a little too broad, but I like Steve Martin a lot.
Well, sure.
And Eddie Murphy plays 2 roles in it, and he plays both roles very distinctly and differently. I thought he was good in that.
Nah.
Can we talk about Bill Murray some more? Everybody knows Bill Murray's great. You don't need us to talk about it.
Right.
Oh, I just watched St. Vincent with Bill Murray. Bill Murray and Naomi Watts and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
It's a little schmaltzy, but it was nice. Bill Murray sells it. The schmaltz elements, like you really believe him in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really like Melissa McCarthy in it. She plays a normal human being, and she's really good.
She plays a normal human being.
Yeah, I've grown to hate her, but she's good in that movie. There's a scene where, because she's divorced from her husband, or in the process of getting divorced, and She works, all the time, so that's why she kind of... Bill Murray's their next-door neighbor, and she has a young son. And so she sort of hires Bill Murray to watch his son while she works.
Okay.
So she doesn't see her son all that much, because she's constantly working at this hospital. She does, CAT scans and sees horrible shit all day. And she's in the principal's office because her son beat up a kid. And they're like, what's going on at home? Why is your son acting out? And she just breaks down and explains, everything bad that's happened to her. And it's a really good scene. She's really good in it. So...
That's great.
She can be okay, that Melissa McCarthy.
Doesn't that make just part of you a little more upset when she plays, awful roles?
Yeah. I saw a trailer for this movie Spy that she's in. And it's she's a spy, but it's funny because it's Melissa McCarthy. She gets on a motorcycle and falls down. Yeah.
Somebody is asking in the chat, has Bill Murray ever made a bad movie? He's made several.
He's made some, yeah. I'm trying to think of...
The Man Who Knew Too Little.
Man Who Knew Too Little. Osmosis Jones, remember that? Oh, Garfield, yeah.
But that has a famous story.
Oh, he thought he was working for a different
Paul
Coen.
Thomas Anderson.
No, Coen. He thought it was
Coen.
one of the Coen brothers.
Was that it?
Yeah, There's Ethan Coen.
Yeah.
And that's who wrote the Garfield movie, and he thought it was Ethan Coen as in Ethan Coen of the Coen brothers.
Right. That's what it was. Oh, the Coen's making this. Sure, we can make something funny out of this. He tells a good story about the Garfield movie.
But even that, he was probably in a studio recording for a day or 2 days.
Let's stick to movies he was actually physically in.
That's why I can't follow. He's just a voiceover guy for that.
No, but he talks about the Garfield movie and how he worked every single day to try to make stuff funny.
Oh, really?
And it was just so much of a mess. And he was like, we would spend all day in the recording studio. And I would read my lines of that day and just say, what the hell is this? And we would rework them the best we could because, animation was already happening because animation happens to storyboards. And so he's like, how do we fit new lines into this predetermined space that could be funny?
Oh, okay.
And he said,
so he
worked
tried
his ass off.
Well,
and it still came out as bad as it did. But straight up Bill Murray, bad movie.
But then he makes fun of it in Zombieland.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Ooh. Oh, what was the, Oh, no, you know what I was thinking of? About Schmidt.
No, that's Jack Nicholson. That's a good movie.
On Razor's Edge, or what was the movie? It was this first directorial turn. It was he did some kind of
That was Quick Change he directed with Randy Quaid. The famous Randy Quaid.
With internet superstar Randy Quaid.
Quick Change is good.
This is the first dramatic role he did, though, where it wasn't a comedy at all. It was just man finding himself, traveling the world.
Good.
I think it was The Razor's Edge.
There is a movie called Razor's Edge. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. That doesn't sound right? I will look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
I may be wrong. But in general, yeah, Bill Murray's the best.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
Jay, we knew that already. Get on the trolley.
I'm on the Bill Murray trolley.
Are you?
Yeah, The Razor's Edge, you're right.
Might be wrong about details, 'cause I don't think I've ever actually seen the whole movie.
I've never seen it, but I would be curious.
I don't think it's remembered fondly, and he's in it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've never heard of it.
Oh, also bad movies with Bill Murray. Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, yeah. That one was almost contractual obligation. Though,
yeah, and the problems with the movie are not his fault. He's fine in it.
Yeah.
Space Jam. He's in Space Jam.
He's in Space Jam?
He is.
It's been way too long since I've seen Space Jam. I need to see some motherfucking
Yeah,
Space
he had.
Jam.
Oh, there was that movie where he had to transport an elephant across country. Larger than life.
Dumbo Drop?
No, another elephant movie from the
competing-
mid-90s.
Competing.
It was a competing elephant movie. Yeah, that was sort of the low. That was that period was like that, and Osmosis Jones, and all these. And then Rushmore came along, and that's where he found his new direction.
Those bad movies are what caused him to reinvent himself and do stuff like ditch his agent and his phone number.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what led to a whole new career for him. Was just not
wanting
looking
to
for
do
work.
that type of stuff. Yeah.
And that's how we got stuff like Rushmore.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good in Rushmore.
He's so fucking good in Rushmore.
Broken Flowers. Have you ever seen that? Jim Jarmusch movie?
I haven't
Where he
seen
goes off and... Oh, it's a good movie.
Tired Sad says Kingpin sucked. You are wrong.
Kingpin is the only Fairley Brothers movie that still holds up. All their other 90s movies feel really dated.
I don't think of it as fondly as others do, but it's still very fun.
And Bill Murray especially is funny in it.
Oh God, yeah. If we're just talking Bill
Horrible
Murray,
comb over. I love early on in the movie. He's in a restaurant with Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson's like eating food while he's trying to talk to him. He's eating like a bowl of cereal, and he keeps talking with his mouth full.
Yeah.
And Bill Murray's just like, "Why don't you go eat that outside?" He makes Woody Harrelson get up from the table and go outside to eat his food.
Yeah.
And you know that's like a Bill Murray ad lib too.
Oh no, but just in general, I don't super care for these. Kingpin.
Oh, someone's mentioning Charlie's Angels. He was in that too.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Charlie's Angels starring McG.
Directed by McG.
Yeah, you heard me.
McG?
That's the director.
Remember
His
when
name's
McG
McG?
was a thing?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Did he do the second Charlie's Angels movie too, or just the first one?
God, fuck, I don't fuck.
And then he did Terminator Salvation.
No. His transition into real work,
Yes.
and then no one's ever heard of him. I don't know. He might be doing something now.
That's a good question.
What's
What is he doing?
McG doing?
Did Terminator Salvation kill his career? Which I don't hate that movie as much as everybody else. It's a horrible Terminator movie, but if you look at it as Mad Max with giant robots,
Ooh.
it's fine.
Okay.
It's completely acceptable.
I would like to look at it as that then.
That's how you got to look at it, because if you look at it as a Terminator movie, you'll be horribly disappointed.
Good to know.
Oh, he's done a couple things. Nothing I've heard of.
You mentioned things he had like small bit roles in and whatnot. Starring role.
Yeah.
Starring role.
Yeah.
A Bill Murray vehicle. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a cameo in Space Jam. That's not the reason the movie might be
That wasn't a
bad.
cameo. I mean, he was in Space
Was he?
Jam.
I don't know if I might not even have seen Space Jam.
What? Blasphemy.
Space Jam sucks.
Space Jam is wonderful. I mean wonderful as in it's a terrible movie and everyone should see it because it's so terrible, but wonderful. Oh my god. Space Jam's the worst best. Welcome to the jam. Slam when you're gonna slam.
Well,
Jam.
I mean, how can you go wrong when your lead actor is Michael Jordan?
Right. So much charisma. Back in the day when Michael Jordan could do anything. Remember when he started playing baseball? What the fuck, man?
Is the Space Jam website still up?
Yes.
No, it's still up, but they've redone it.
No,
They
it
changed
reverted.
it back.
What?
Yeah, I went there once and it was like updated, and I don't know if everybody complained or what, but then they reverted it back.
Shut up. That's great.
Yeah.
We win, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
job,
for-
internet.
For a brief time, there was a modernized Space Jam page.
It was, but it was still still looked dated.
Yeah.
Like it didn't look like completely modern. So I don't know what they were trying to do with it. It just didn't look as dated.
Somebody didn't want to be a joke, so they just kind of did just enough work on it to make it passable, maybe.
I guess. I don't know. Why not just get rid of it completely if that's the case?
Yeah.
Right, why not just
Yeah.
update it? Because, you know, why? That takes work. That takes work. Welcome to the Jam Slam. Okay, we need to see Space Jam
Oh God.
right now.
Right now?
No.
You don't think?
I think that's
No.
a bad idea.
You don't think we should watch Space Jam right now?
I refuse.
What about Bob? Kinda sucked.
No! What about Bob's great?
It's a little. You know what? It's a little schlocky, but it's good. It's a little schlocky. It's not the Bill Murray we know. But I liked Richard Dreyfuss in general.
Is that the last movie Richard Dreyfuss made before he crawled into a hole never to be seen again?
No, he made plenty of movies.
After that,
He's semi-retired, but he comes out of retirement. He was in W. He played Dick Cheney in the George W. movie for Oliver Stone. And he's in Piranha, the remake of Piranha.
Is he?
He's in the opening scene wearing the outfit he wore in Jaws, and he's singing the "Show Me the Way to Go Home" song. It's a nice little homage. It's good. It's a neat little way to open the movie. I like that Piranha 3D movie. But he's pretty much retired. He just kind of comes out once in a while and does something.
Yeah.
I mean, also he's 106. Like, let the man be. You know, and after you do something like Mr. Holland's Opus,
I've never seen that movie.
you can't be expected to reach another level.
Is that a good movie or is that like a schmaltzy? Okay.
For those of you who couldn't see, which is everyone,
As you nodding yes.
I was nodding yes. That is schmaltz and a half, and
That's one of those heartwarming movies that people like.
Fucking love every second of that schmaltz.
Yeah.
So someone in the chat may have put Scrooged out there as a bad Bill Murray movie. That is my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, Scrooge is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Scrooge is fine. It's
I definitely wouldn't say it's my favorite Christmas movie, but it's good. It's a good Bill Murray performance.
You know what it is? Dated. I would like to see a remake of Scrooged.
Yeah, it's dated. It really should have taken place in Victorian England.
What?
The story is by its very nature dated, Jack.
Well,
And technically, Scrooge makes it a little less dated.
no, but like
But now it's dated in the fact that it's an 80s thing.
Oh yeah, no, and everything is an 80s reference, and you know, some comedies are universal as far as their content, and Scrooged,
The only, well, maybe some of the cable, like the fact that he is like this cable TV mogul, like, or not even cable, it's a network, right?
yeah, he's a network TV mogul. Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine, you know. His mullet.
Whoa! Someone just said Groundhog Day sucks.
You people have no taste.
Groundhog Day transcends being just like a comedy, like a high concept comedy. They taught Groundhog Day in film school. like Groundhog Day is great, and they shot it in a town in Illinois that a bunch of my relatives lived in at the time.
What lesson for film school did they teach for Groundhog Day?
I don't know. I wasn't in the class.
Oh, okay.
But I just remember some of my friends being like, "We're talking about Groundhog Day," because this was like a, you know, they taught mostly experimental film.
Yeah.
But everybody loves Groundhog Day.
Everybody loves Groundhog
I think
Day.
Roger Ebert at one point said that movie will be remembered many years from now.
Yeah, I think it's
It will be similar to It's a Wonderful Life. It's something like that.
Groundhog Day is a great movie.
Groundhog Day's a great movie. Groundhog Day's a great movie. Great backstory as far as like Bill Murray's character as well, where he was going through a divorce at the time.
Yeah.
So he wanted to play it really dark, but the director...
Oh yeah, well that's the movie that kind of ruined his relationship with Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
They only made up shortly before Harold Ramis passed away.
But it's like you can see that conflict in his character, and it makes it deep.
Yeah.
Like it gives like this comedy piece some real depth and.
What was the dispute between them?
Bill Murray wanted the movie to be darker and more serious.
Okay.
And Harold Ramis wanted it to be, lighter.
Yeah. And what we get is a little bit of both, and it's great.
Hmm?
Oh, shit. Come here, lady. You my lady now, lady. Oh, Groundhog Day.
Yeah, that was filmed in Woodstock, Illinois. I remember when they were filming the movie, I kept asking my dad if he'd take me out there, because we have relatives there, and they would talk about, like, watching them film scenes in, like, the downtown area. And it's like,
cool.
Dad, let's go out and watch him film the movie. Mm-hmm. And we never did.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny, because it's Woodstock, Illinois, and there's a part in the movie where you see, like, a giant sign for a business. It says like Woodstock Jewelry. It's like it's not supposed to be Woodstock in the movie, but they didn't cover that up.
Well, you know, because the Woodstock jewelry could be anything.
I guess it could be anything. Yeah. I know what it is though, so it always stood out to me.
If I knew, they should have known.
Run that arrow.
Oh yeah, I'd get hit by that arrow. We'll see if the key's in.
Now someone's saying Caddyshack sucks.
People don't know.
I will say Caddyshack is not a very good movie. It's a funny movie, but it's kind of a mess. That's sort of like what comedy was at that point. It became anarchy. It was, you know, Animal House and Caddyshack. Like those movies changed the way comedy films were made and what you could do in them.
Also, like one of the only reasons like Chevy Chase gets any clout is because of that movie.
Yeah,
Best Chevy
Caddyshack
Chase.
and Vacation.
Yes.
And maybe Fletch to a certain extent.
Fuck Fletch.
Yeah, Caddyshack is a wonderful mess. You're right, Mr. Glitch. That's the best way to describe it.
Like,
It's funny, four funny people coming in and doing whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yep.
That's basically what that movie is.
yeah. Like that Chevy Chase's whole like sexy song to the lady.
Oh yeah, that's just Chevy Chase.
It's just the best thing in the world. I wanna kiss your face.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face.
Lick your face, and I hope you lick mine too. All right, let's go.
Something like that. Yeah.
So can anybody name a bad Chevy Chase movie?
Oh god.
We'd have it'd be a much shorter list if we just said name good Chevy Chase
Here's the
movies.
thing. Can we name them all? This is
Oh
the question.
god. Man of the House with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. The Shaggy Dog.
There we go.
Memoirs of an Invisible Man, directed by John Carpenter, unfortunately.
Was that his Invisible Man movie?
Yeah.
Was that what it was called?
Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Yeah, it was based on a book. And it was John Carpenter. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That was like John Carpenter, director for hire. That's like the only movie he ever did like that, where it's just like, I'll whatever you want. Oh god. There's too many Chevy Chase movies to list.
Nothing but trouble.
Nothing but trouble. European Vacation. Vegas Vacation. There's too many to
Isn't there
list.
like a bad one he did with Goldie Hawn?
Oh, fuck.
Goldie Hawn?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I might be confusing it with a movie Goldie Hawn did with Steve Martin.
That was House Sitter.
House Sitter, yeah. Seems like old times or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Chevy Chase one. Modern Problems. Spies Like Us is good. Have you ever seen that? Him and Dan Aykroyd?
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
John Landis directed that, so
Is
that
it
one's
good
good.
because of Chevy Chase, or is it good because of Dan Aykroyd?
It's because
no, that's-
Chevy Chase is fine in it. I haven't seen it in a long time.
No, classic. Oh god, now I'm gonna forget the great Bill Murray, Harold Ramis classic.
Oh, Stripes.
Stripes, yes. Classic Stripes. Actually, a lot of the reason, you know, something more modern. The Interview also did that kind of comedy very well.
Oh, sure. I mean, I haven't seen the interview, but
I-
I can see how that being that same type of movie.
I recommend it.
Okay.
And you know,
It's
I don't
on
watch
Netflix,
Kevin
so maybe
Smith
I'll
very
watch it.
there's some really good gags. But in any case, Spies Like Us, good. In that vein. Damn it.
Oh, Funny Farm? Does anyone remember Funny Farm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know Funny Farm.
I think Funny Farm was okay,
Yeah, Funny Farm's okay.
but I don't remember it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
No, Funny Farm's alright. Like, Funny Farm is almost like a vacation knockoff movie with Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Is how I would describe it to people. But it's good.
Three Amigos, everyone always mentions, and I have never seen Three Amigos.
Oh,
What?
Classic.
Yeah, and that's John Landis too, right?
That's
Didn't he
another one though you can't pin on Chevy Chase though, because Martin
Yeah.
Short and Steve Martin are in that movie and they're great.
Yeah.
You've never seen
Martin
Three
Short was
Amigos?
at the... No, I don't think I have. Martin Short was at the SNL 40th anniversary thing.
Yeah.
And that guy is still filled with so much energy.
Was he ever an SNL cast member? Martin
Yeah,
Short?
briefly. Briefly he was.
Huh.
He did Ed Grimley on there, and he did a couple other things.
He did Ed Grimley on SCTV.
Yeah, he moved it over to when he... There was...
He managed to keep the rights to Ed Grimley.
Ed Grimley was his character, yeah. No, there was that period when Lorne Michaels had left the show, so they brought in all these, like, heavy hitters, like, because they didn't want to bring up-and-coming, you know, new people. So they brought in, like, Billy Crystal and Martin Short and Christopher Guest.
I heard Robert Downey Jr. was in that cast, too.
Not that cast, but he was on it briefly.
Oh, okay, just not that.
He came a little bit later. But yeah, Martin Short, like, he's still...
You know what that man is? A pip.
Yes.
He is a pip.
Steve Martin, too. Steve Martin was there, and he's still on the ball.
I need to rewatch Inner Space.
Inner Space is great.
Steve Martin will always be on the ball. I cannot overstate my love for Steve Martin.
I've heard somebody say he's an asshole.
I will not believe that. Whoever said that is probably an asshole.
Best Steve Martin movie, asks Humble Jackson.
Ooh.
Man with Two Brains.
Man with Two Brains is great.
I haven't seen that since I was a kid either.
The Jerk is great.
I love The Jerk.
Roxanne. Beautiful, simple.
The Cyrano de Bergerac movie, right? Him and Daryl Hannah.
I remember liking L.A. Story.
L.A. Story is a really amazing script. L.A. Story is a really amazing script, and just a lot of the gags don't quite read, but L.A. Story is very funny. You know what? Shop Girl, if you're into that sort of thing.
Is he in it? I know it's based on something he wrote. He's in it too? I've never seen it.
And
it's like Claire Danes, right?
Claire Danes.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I like him in Little Shop of Horrors as the dentist.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill Murray, who wants to be tortured in the dentist chair.
Yep. Oh man.
I don't know if I can call that a great Steve Martin movie.
It's not a Steve Martin movie.
That
no.
might be his best role.
He's great in it. I think my favorite movie with him is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a good one.
He's more of the straight man in it, but great movie. Him and John Candy.
Yep. Yeah. See you, frog. The orange ones explode. So I need to play that cool.
So you can't jump on their head even? They don't delay explode?
No, they delay explode, but I don't want him to jump up here because then if he explodes on the temple, bad things happen. So I'm just...
Oh, what happens if he explodes on the temple? I gotta know.
A bunch of enemies come out, and the enemies that come out are randomized.
Okay.
So it could fuck my day.
You're pretty fucked as it is, Mr. One Heart.
Do I only have one heart?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I have not been paying attention. I have not been paying attention. All I know is I have a... Oh, fuck.
Oh, Ace Gigolo. I remember Camp Candy. Do you guys remember Camp Candy?
John Candy.
The John Candy Saturday morning cartoon show.
Jesus. No.
Was that 80s or early 90s? It had to have been 80s. Late 80s.
Late 80s, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, he ran like a summer camp for kids.
Did he even do the voice, is the question.
Oh, God, I don't remember. He probably did. There was also a Macaulay Culkin Saturday morning cartoon show. I don't remember what he did on that show.
Because everyone had a Saturday.
Wish Kid.
Wish Kid?
He had like a falling star that would grant his wishes.
They made cartoons out of anything back then.
The Karate Kid cartoon?
I don't
Where
know.
he and Mr. Miyagi were traveling the world trying to retrieve an ancient, all-powerful Oriental artifact that would do magical things.
Oh, wow. I have no memory of that.
It didn't last very long.
There was a Teen Wolf cartoon for a while.
Because of course.
There's a Back to the Future cartoon.
Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
I vaguely remember that.
There was a Bigfoot cartoon, Bigfoot the Monster Truck.
There was a Bigfoot the Monster Truck cartoon?
Yes.
Wow. I don't remember that at all.
What? Was that the one where he would turn into a car? What was the cartoon where the guy would turn into a car?
Teen Racer or something stupid?
Right.
I don't know what that is.
Turbo Teen.
Turbo Teen. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
There you go. Yep, there's a cartoon where a kid would turn into a
He
car.
was hit with gamma rays or something. Like whenever he got like hot or it was either hot or cold, he would turn into like a Ferrari.
Yeah. Whenever he got hot.
Okay.
Whenever he got hot, because the image in my head is of a kid who's like trapped in like a phone booth or something. He's like, no, and he turns into a Ferrari and it breaks out.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the primary creative force of the '80s really was cocaine, wasn't it?
You got a problem with that? Primary creative force of the 80s was just money.